welcome back. We have David Knight here with us to talk about Operation Paul Revere. Now, for those of you who don't know or missed the deadline was last night. So let's make that our first question, David Knight. Is there a deadline extension? Can people still send stuff in?
No, I'm sorry to say that we can't. You know, we literally got hundreds of these things in at the very last minute. And I know people were working right up to the very end. And I know that some people ran into problems either with rendering on their computer or with uploading. But it just wouldn't be fair to other people to give extensions to that. Now, we're going to get confirmation out to everybody that sent something in, but it's going to take us a few days. So don't panic if you don't hear anything from us right away. Give us at least to the middle of next week to make sure. If you don't hear anything at that point, then do contact us. And you know, if you've already uploaded it and somehow we missed it, we didn't send you a confirmation on it, let us know. We can always verify by the date that it was uploaded, but we can't give extensions. That just wouldn't be fair. We had that. I know it's a short deadline, but you know, that's just what it is. Yeah.
Okay. Now for our new viewers, let's just tell them a little bit about what it is. Operation Paul Revere is our film contest. Over $100,000 worth of prizes. And David, can you take it from there?
Yeah, first prize is $100,000, and second prize is $10,000, and third prize is $5,000. And we're going to announce the winners. It's going to take us a couple of months to go through this because we've got a couple hundred, and there's some really good ones. We're going to be putting these up, bits and pieces. You'll see some excerpts from them. You'll see a lot of them posted on the website. We're going to be putting them up as we look through them. We'll probably show some of them, parts of them, on the nightly news, and we'll have them posted on the web, because the key thing is getting this information out to other people. And I got to say, too, and I should say this, even if you're late for the deadline, still send it in to us, because there's the cash portion, but there's also a talent search portion. So we want to see what you've done, and we want to get your information out there to a larger audience. That's another part of it. Even if it's something, maybe this is your first time you've ever done a video, maybe it's kind of amateurish or whatever, but if the content is good, we want people to see it. A lot of people had some really original interviews and things like that. We want that to get out to a broader audience. So we're going to be putting these videos up on our website that'll help you to get more views on it. We've already had some that have gotten tens of thousands. We got one that's, I think, about 180,000 views. Right. It's a comedy.
And speaking, because that was the real emphasis of this project, not just to find the next great filmmaker, but also just to get the word out there. And I believe it was one of the films that you talked about one time on the nightly news that actually got a response from Michael Moore. Is that correct?
That's right. That's the one that's had a lot of views. And we just put up an article, Don just put up an article about that particular video and showed the reply from Michael Moore to them on Facebook. Michael Moore apparently has a pretty thin skin.
Yeah.
But we want you to get used to communicating with people, to find out what it's like to render and to get it up under a deadline, and to learn how to get information out to other people, because we need to have everybody being Paul Revere's. We need to get your communication skills up, and this is something I think that's going to help everybody, sharing information. And you know, when you comment on other people's stuff, be constructive with the criticism. You know, don't you know, try to. I know the rules of YouTube are pretty.
There are no rules.
Yeah, there's not any rules, but I know that the kind of the sense of the community there is pretty vicious and snarky.
Right.
You go to other sites like Vimeo, people are very respectful of each other's work, and they'll offer some nice critiques and everything. So why don't we do that within the InfoWars community? Why don't we try to help each other become better communicators? And that's another part of this. But we've got one video that, as I was looking through these things, struck me as being a perfect complement to this interview that Rob did last night with this guy who was talking about the Boston Marathon bombing, and this guy was absolutely adamant that there was no martial law, and that lockdown was something that was just in our minds. And so,
and nobody was being ushered out of their homes at gunpoint. That never happened.
That's right, right. So when I saw that incredible statement, we just had to show you this video coming up right here.
Hun, I need your input on the nannies. I really like the Polish girl. But the Haitian woman speaks French. And I love the idea of Isabella being bilingual. It's It's important. And she's a bit older. Which I like.
What?
But she's pricey. I had no idea she could charge that much.
I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting.
But the Polish girl is so sweet. And she looked like my mom.
Please, I know my rights. I know my...
You thought she was cute, didn't you? Admit it. The more I think about it, the more I think the Haitian woman is the wise choice.
Help me.
What do you think? Good. I'm glad we agree on this. Check, please.
I was trying to keep from laughing while that was on. They had our mics on for a little bit. Now, I just want to point out to people that was not the winner. We want to be very clear. Anything we show here on the InfoWars Nightly News, these are not winners. These are not necessarily even finalists. These are just some of the better videos that we've gotten in.
That's right. And that just fit perfectly in the context of what happened in that interview yesterday.
Right.
I mean, you talk about people absolutely being totally clueless to what's going on around them. I mean, that's kind of, I guess, you know, it's a funny video, but that's kind of the world we live in.
It's very true.
You know, I mean, it's a satire, but it really shows the world that we live in and how self-absorbed people are about trivial things. And they don't see what's happening right around them. It's just amazing. You know, I don't watch MSNBC, but Marcus was telling me that Lawrence O'Donnell was debunking Ron Paul talking about the lockdown in the police state. And he was saying things like, it's not a violation if you invite them in. And I mean, you know, well, if somebody points a gun at you.
You really don't. Well, I guess that is a justification. Well, they didn't say they couldn't come in, but somebody if a criminal points a gun at you through an open door, you're not welcome here.
Yeah, these guys come up with assault weapons. Of course, they don't call them assault weapons when the police carry them.
They're personal defense weapons.
That's right. So he comes up there with his personal defense weapon, and he, you know, bangs on your door with his group of people. Maybe you might let him in, or figure that they're going to shoot the place up if you don't. Right.
Right, and you can see all those. Those are all stills. You see that we've shown you several videos of the police going house to house, running down the streets with their M4s, AR-15s. Pointing guns at people just standing on the street, cameramen, and so on.
And that was one of the things Lawrence O'Donnell said was nobody pointed a gun at any civilians.
That is a blatant lie. Either that guy has his head buried deep in the sand, or it's just look, okay, run back. What are those guys pointing at? What? I mean, they're not just standing around with their guns. Look at that guy. Look, all this. Look, those are going. That's the one right there.
Pointing right at the camera. Right?
Pointing right at the camera. Yeah. Nobody had a gun pointing at them. Okay.
That's
all right.
right.
Well, I'm glad we got to the bottom of that.
So maybe Lawrence O'Donnell was, you know, reading the newspaper, talking to his wife about the nanny.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know.
All right, David Knight. Now, I just want to emphasize, you said it's going to take quite a while for this to be...
It's going to take us a couple of months, so we're looking at something around the 4th of July in terms of announcing the winner, so don't panic about that. But watch for your videos. If you did something, we're going to be posting them on the InfoWars website. So
right, and just so people know, the reason why it takes so long is because we judge these videos outside of our normal duties here. You know, it takes a full-scale team just to get the InfoWars Nightly News on the air, not to mention any other special projects or going out doing man on the streets and things like that.
And we got hundreds just in the last 2 days. So, you know, be aware of that. It's going to take us a little while to go through all these things. So.
All right, David Knight, thanks.
Thank you. And thanks to everybody that participated. Yeah. We got some great stuff. Thanks for all your hard work.
All right. And as David said, thank you to everybody who participated in Operation Paul Revere. Even if you don't get the money, which I hope you do, but even if you don't, you got the information out there, and that's what really counts. But July 4th, be checking your emails, be by your phones, or however you contacted us, and hopefully you'll be $100,000 richer. So if you'd like to support this broadcast, go to the InfoWars shop, theinfowarsstore.com, and you can see it right there. That's one of our new T-shirts. the AR-15 come and take it. We also have the AK-47. We also have those for the ladies as well in pink. Now, I want to plug something that we don't sell at the InfoWars shop, but it's something that a fan decided to give us the other day, and we thought it was really cool, so we can get the doc cam over here. This is Bankster toilet paper, and you can see you got many shady characters on there. There's Pelosi, Reid, Dodd, Frank. See, there's Obama right there, Biden. So we thought it was really that's a great picture of John McCain right there. And we thought this stuff was really cool, so we want to give the guy a plug. This is made by a guy named David Chesick. And if you guys can see right there, he has a couple of emails. You can contact him. I don't know how many rolls of toilet paper he has left. He said he sold most of them, but he may have a few left. So you can go right there, alaskaisland@yahoo.com, banksterbuster@gmail.com, and alaskaislandretreat.com. And that is David Chesick. So that's going to do it for this edition of the InfoWars Nightly News. Thanks to David Knight and the rest of the crew, and we'll see you back tomorrow night.